I'm John Bennett, Roll Call's White House correspondent. On Thursday, President Trump leaves Washington for a 2-day, but it's actually more of a 24-hour summit with his Chinese counterpart. And by sometime on Friday, the Senate will join the House in also leaving town to begin a 2-week Easter recess. This will not be your typical congressional recess for Congress nor for President Trump. They have a lot of things to kind of tee up, possibly even summoning the House back to vote on a health care bill over the recess. So here are 3 things to watch during this 2-week recess. Number 1, although the White House tried pretty aggressively this week to downplay expectations for Trump's Mar-a-Lago summit with Chinese President Xi, there's a lot riding on this summit. The White House officials told reporters this week this is more about setting up a framework from which future negotiations and future talks will grow out of, and also just a chance for the two world leaders to get to know each other. It'll be the first time they've ever met. But there are issues on trade and especially and suddenly North Korea on which keep an eye out for. Can President Trump get anything out of the Chinese president on North Korea? They may not announce anything. The White House may vaguely, or Trump may vaguely allude to something. Can he get anything out of the Chinese president? Number 2, will we see any specifics out of Trump in the White House over the recess on what he intends to do in response to the chemical attack in Syria and the 4th, since he took office, North Korean test fire of a medium-range missile? On Syria, we saw President Trump get somewhat surprisingly emotional during a joint press conference Wednesday in the Rose Garden with King Abdullah II of Jordan.
Yesterday, chemical attack. A chemical attack that was so horrific in Syria against innocent people, including women, small children, and even beautiful little babies. Their deaths was an affront to humanity.
You can tell it really shook him up. He said it had a, quote, great impact, end quote, on him. And there is already talk, whispers, and speculation in the foreign policy community that his America First approach to the globe could be changing because of that. And on North Korea, his administration conducted this week what amounts to old school saber rattling against North Korea after it test fired that 4th missile since he took office. What is the president willing to do to set himself apart from President Obama and also handle these issues? He's very critical of his predecessor, but so far the things he has done and has shown he is willing to do look a lot like the 44th president's policy. Number 3, will any kind of legislative text, any kind of agreement emerge over the break between the White House and House Republicans on a healthcare overhaul bill that can pass, that will repeal and replace enough of Obamacare to please House conservatives while keeping in place some of the benefits, for lack of a better term, that the 2010 health law ushered in to keep moderates on board to get to 216 votes in the House? A senior administration official told me yesterday that Senate Majority Leader McConnell and other Senate Republicans really aren't providing inputs into these new talks about health care. So the White House has to keep in mind, in whatever emerges over recess, that they have to get something through. They have to get this thing through the Senate as well, and senators aren't even weighing in. We'll see if that changes over the break.